Welcome to the Tea Huddle with Marisa and Kelly.
Your only source for gridiron gossip.
Okay, Kelly, the dating gossip has really been keeping me going, and we've had some arrests, we've even had some financial scandals, but we haven't had that much beef yet.
Ooh.
And this week, things are getting beefy. Very exciting.
I'm ready.
But before we get into all that, Kelly, give us the lowdown on this week of football. Who's up? Who's down? What do we need to know?
Yeah. Week 5, there were a few surprises this past week. Starting with the Bears. They got their first win.
Oh,
Woo, good for them.
Finally.
They went up against the Washington Commanders and finally pulled out a win. So we're happy for them.
So there's now only one team that hasn't won at all.
I think it's the Carolina Panthers. So maybe next week we'll be
yeah. Let everyone get a win,
yeah.
You know? It's
we'll
just
see.
Nice.
The Bills also were a surprising loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars. They played out in London.
Yes, very weird to me that we play in London, but I get it. Not something I knew.
Yeah,
but
trying
something
to get some
learned.
more fans.
Yeah, across the pond.
Yeah, across the pond.
Yeah,
the Bills, they're blaming the turf for causing injuries, which
I've been seeing a lot of turf talk.
A lot of turf talk this year, but the Bills also play on turf in Buffalo, so I feel like they should be used to it. But I guess it's a little different on the other side of the pond.
Yeah. I didn't know this turf issue, but when Travis Kelce fell, he wasn't out for the whole game. Everybody, he's okay. The Swifties on Twitter were like, it's because of the turf. Look at them all of a sudden.
Yeah,
football,
everyone's involved in the turf conversation now.
Yeah. So that's how I learned about the turf issues at hand.
Yeah, we'll have to get into that another week.
Yeah, let's put it on the the docket. Yeah.
The Vikings Chiefs game was an exciting game. It was a close game. The Vikings almost pulled off a win against the Chiefs, but they got little help from the refs, and people are upset about the lack of penalty calls.
I saw this.
Yeah,
it's looking maybe like a bit of a pattern.
Yeah, a little pattern with the refs being on the Chiefs side.
Yeah, people are saying
the Taylor effect still going here.
It's giving conspiracy theory, but some conspiracy theories are rooted in fact. And I'm not sure how I feel one way or the other, but it is good for the NFL if the Chiefs are successful, if Taylor is at games, if Travis is happy. It's not out of the realm of possibility that it's in the best interest
something going on
that there
here?
might be something going on.
Is there a real conspiracy theory on the refs?
We'll see.
Let's keep taking notes.
My favorite conspiracy theory, I swear I won't talk about Taylor the whole time, but my favorite conspiracy theory that I've seen is that she went to the Jets game so that when you search Taylor Swift Jets online or on Twitter, instead of all of her carbon emissions coming up because she takes a private jet, now what comes up is pictures of her at the Jets game, which
I haven't heard this one.
It's pretty good. If that's what's up.
Great PR.
Amazing PR. Tree. That's Taylor's publicist. Anyway.
Tree. All right.
Back to the football.
And then for the lowlights of week 5, unfortunately for myself, as a fan, the Patriots were blown out again, this time against the Saints. They lost 34-0.
Yikes. Things are not going well for McCorkle.
I just want a touchdown. I just want to see a touchdown. Yeah.
I want that for you. I want that for you. I want that for McCorkle. I want it for everybody.
Billy B. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm not happy. I'm sad.
I'm so sorry.
But they're not the only ones who were embarrassed. Sunday night, the 49ers crushed the Cowboys 42-10. I don't think anybody saw that coming.
This game I watched, I saw it coming. I don't know.
Yeah, you do love Brock.
Yeah, no, I do like the 49ers.
They're looking great. I should have picked them for the winners of the Super Bowl, but maybe next week.
Yeah. Who did you pick? You picked
the Cowboys.
Oh, okay. There's still time for them to come back.
Yeah, maybe they needed this.
Yeah, they needed the kick in the butt to really,
jumpstart their wins. Mm-hmm. But let's get into the beef.
Yes, this is what we're here for.
This week, it's not between two players, but two coaches, and it came to head Sunday afternoon when the Jets and Broncos faced off.
Okay, so we've known the Jets, if you watched Hard Knocks or if you have just been paying attention to sweet little Zach Wilson's story, his trials, tribulations, they won.
They won.
Go Zach.
Yeah, they pulled off another win. They're looking good, having a comeback.
Love to see it. I knew he had it in him. I've said all along.
And the beef is between the head coach of the Broncos, Sean Payton, and the Jets offensive coordinator Nathaniel Hackett. And last season, Nathaniel Hackett was the head coach of the Broncos, and he was fired after 15 games. They had a really bad season last year. They fired him, and then this year he joined the Jets, came along with Aaron Rodgers.
Sort of demoted from head coach. So he was head coach, and now he's like
now he's back to offensive coordinator.
And Sean Payton.
He was a head coach for the Saints for a while, and this was his first season as the head coach for the Broncos.
Taking
his spot. Yeah.
Okay.
And in July, during the preseason, Payton kind of went after Nathaniel Hackett and blamed Hackett for Denver losing and having a terrible season last year, saying that it was one of the worst coaching jobs in the history of the NFL.
Okay, low blow. Also, karma, your team sucks now.
Yeah, so I think it's all coming full circle.
Got it. Okay,
maybe it wasn't Hackett's fault after all.
Yeah, Peyton. So my people, people who watched Hard Knocks, Nathaniel Hackett was like a real character on Hard Knocks. He is just like a funny guy. He loves the movie Goldmember, was really like a talking point in the show. The red zone, which everybody out there, new term for me, it's, correct me if I'm wrong, the 20 yards before the end zone.
Yes,
correct. Nailed it. So it means you're like close to the
close
goal.
To scoring.
He calls it the gold zone because he loves
Goldmember.
So he's like a quirky man.
And Aaron Rodgers loves this man. He stood up for him when Peyton said that in July. So
I saw of this all brewing.
Yeah, so it's been brewing. The Jets really wanted to beat the Broncos to get payback for what
they
said.
They're all rallying around their offensive coach. That's what he is. Offensive coordinator. And so a clip of them running out at the start of the game. CJ Azuma, is that his name? He is good looking and really tall and has green hair, and he was also on Hard Knocks a lot. He talked about how much he loves Broadway.
Yes.
But anyway, so
he's a tight end on the Jets.
Okay. Also, he also has a position. Thank you for including that, Kelly. So he's running out. They're all running out on the field, and he's like giving them all a speech, like, they made this personal. F them. This is for our coach. Like, let's do it for him. Really like getting people riled up. And then they won.
Yeah, which is kind of fun to see because you don't really see players like protecting their coaches like that. Usually,
it's sweet.
Yeah, he must be a good guy.
I think so.
So the Jets win 31-21. Pretty big win.
Definitely.
And at the end of the game, when the coaches go to shake hands, which is what happens at the end of most games.
I love that. I love like when everybody's talking and everybody like, I just want to always know what they're saying to each other. The formality of like everybody having to hug and like dap up and hang out is just,
you got to be polite even after those wins or losses. But apparently Saleh, the coach of the Jets, said to Sean Payton, stay humble after he won.
I saw that. Shady.
Allegedly.
No, it's not real. It's not alleged. It's real. There's video of it.
And that is just like the best thing you could do.
Yeah. Right.
Protect your other coach.
Yeah. They all really came to his side. And then the official New York Jets Twitter account was even like trolling the Broncos afterwards, tweeting out memes to them. So like the social media coordinators getting in on it too. All of New York really came together to hate the Broncos this week.
So congrats to Nathaniel Hackett especially. And I don't really like Sean Payton.
So I didn't know much about this Sean Payton character, but I was reading about him, and sketchy guy.
Yeah, there's been some bad history with Sean Payton when he was on the Saints. One thing that's like, I can't even believe this happened in 2009, 2011 seasons, I think it was. It was called Bounty Gate.
We love when a scandal has a name.
Yeah,
You
they
know
always
that-
end in gaming.
Yeah, you know it's big.
But
when
this
it
one
has
was
its own name.
crazy. Players on the Saints, they started a bounty program where they
Like a bounty on your head.
like a bounty on your head, where they were going after players on opposing teams and trying to hurt them,
Horrible.
trying to injure them.
That's like, beyond messed up.
And they would get paid money for hurting players.
I read that they got bonuses if people got carted off, meaning that like they were so
horrible.
injured that they couldn't even walk off the field.
Yeah, well, I think one of the bigger ones was during like the NFC Championship that year.
Mhm.
There's a bounty on Brett Favre for $10,000.
That's crazy.
It's like horrifying.
Yeah. So reaffirming that we're Team Jets in this beef.
Yeah, and this wasn't just a rumor. Sean Payton, he was penalized for a whole entire season. He was suspended. The Saints organization was fined $500,000.
Wow.
And they had to forfeit their second round draft pick.
I'm surprised they let him back.
I know. I'm surprised he's still allowed to.
I'm actually sort of not surprised they let him back because the NFL doesn't really care about violence, but you know.
So we're happy for the Jets and putting Peyton in his place.
Yeah. Love that. We love when a good guy wins.
So there was some other beef this week.
More
between
beef.
the players this time.
Okay,
not
great.
the coaches. On Sunday night during the 49ers and Cowboys game, which the 49ers crushed the Cowboys, as we mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
During the game, George Kittle, who's a tight end on the 49ers.
Yes, and George Kittle, he's a fun character. He has long hair. He's like unique looking. He's a standout. He's just fun. He has great interviews. He doesn't have that much exciting stuff, like personal stuff I wish he did for me to talk about, but just
classic tight end energy.
Yeah, we like him. Everyone out there. He's fun.
And he had a great game during the 49ers Dallas
he's
game.
also good at football.
He scored a bunch of the touchdowns that led the 49ers to the win. But the whole time during the game, he was wearing a "Fuck Dallas" shirt under his jersey.
Wow, he came prepared. Would he have revealed it if they lost?
No way.
Probably not.
I mean, maybe, but
yeah, so I saw that online that he lifted up his jersey and it said "Fuck Dallas" underneath. And then a player from the Cowboys, Micah Parsons, went on his podcast, or he was streaming online, like, yeah, I saw the shirt, like, he better be careful about what he says, like, we'll see what happens when we play again, laugh now, cry later, like, we have something coming for you. You're talking a big game for the team that just got demolished. Like,
yeah,
he's like, oh, we'll see about that. No, we actually did see about that, and you lost. So then somebody was interviewing Deebo Samuel. He is on the 49ers with George Kittle, and basically said the same thing, like, what do you have to say about that he was saying, like, you made it personal, blah blah blah, all this stuff that the other guy was saying. And Deebo Samuel had the same sentiment, like,
well, we just won.
Yeah. He said 42-10. I don't think you want to see us again. Like, you're talking all this shit, like, you guys lost.
Yeah, but we know what happens when there's beef before the game. So maybe in the next interaction they have, the Cowboys will come back
Show up.
strong.
Yes, so that would be exciting if they play again in the postseason. And
that's the only time it would happen. So
great.
We'll see.
That sounds dramatic.
Let's save
Hope
this
it happens
beef for later.
Yeah. While we're talking about the 49ers, another just like cute fun fact that we learned this week that isn't related to beef, but I gotta say it. So Brock Purdy, who's their quarterback, we've talked about him before because he was the
Mr. Irrelevant.
Mr. Irrelevant, just a cute guy who was picked last in the entire draft. He only played because the first quarterback and the second quarterback both injured. They put him in. He beat Tom Brady. Everybody was excited. It was great. So he was interviewed on the Today Show this week, and he said that he lives with a roommate in San Francisco. Like, it's an expensive city. He makes less than $1 million. Some of these players are making $14 billion,
$160 million for 4 years. Daniel Jones.
Yeah, Daniel Jones definitely doesn't have a roommate, and maybe he should. Maybe he's too big for his britches. But so Brock Purdy, because he's still on the contract, I guess, of when he was a third string nobody, he lives with one of the other guys on the 49ers. They live together in San Francisco, Nick Zakiel. Zach Golge. I don't know how to say it. Whatever. He's an offensive lineman, and they are friends from being on the team together. And they also, some guy who's not in the NFL, grew up playing football with Nick and then played football in college with Purdy. So they have this mutual friend and they're just roommates. And
imagine that dynamic, like after a game or after practice.
Yeah.
You're like, oh man, I wish you protected me today. Or
Right?
thanks for protecting me out there.
No, that's what he would say. He would say, thanks for protecting me. But the other thing is like, so watching a show like Quarterback where Patrick Mahomes drives his Rolls Royce home to his mansion. He's living so large. Brock Purdy is also a star quarterback of the NFL, and he said he drives his Toyota Sequoia home to the house he shares with his roommate.
It's my family car. 4 kids in that car.
Stars, they're just like us. My only question on this whole subject is Brock Purdy is engaged. So does the fiance live with him and Nick, or does she not get to hang out with him until
he might have to
season?
Consider a new lifestyle pretty soon. But yeah, you can't interrupt that living situation during the season. So
yeah, so I like that. It's not beef. It's sort of the opposite about beef. It's friendship.
All right. Our segment today is called Drip, Drip, Drip.
So dressing for the games has really become a whole culture of its own. Players come decked out.
Oh yeah, some are doing it better than others.
Definitely. So this segment, we are going to get into some of the most fire fits of the week.
I think you must be talking about our good pal Kirk Cousins.
Oh, sweet Kirk.
Wearing exclusively Kohl's.
So Kirk Cousins, the quarterback of the Vikings, dresses like a middle-aged man.
Which he is.
Yeah. He's only 35. He's just like the oldest looking 35-year-old I've ever seen. He really embraces that like Minnesota dad vibe.
He's literally keeping Kohl's in business. It's trying to go out of business, but he won't stop.
And him compared with some of the other guys on his team, he just like looks like their principal.
Dad.
Yeah.
Well, so not him.
Not him, but someone who came dressed. Anthony Richardson, another quarterback. He's the quarterback of the Colts.
Yeah, quarterback of the Colts.
He's a rookie, young guy. Came dressed in a full suit with a giant blinged out
Ant-Man.
Ant for Anthony. Ant-Man. He first got our attention for his look last week when him and another guy on his team, Michael Pittman Jr., came wearing matching Step Brothers t-shirts.
Oh my God.
Like the Step Brothers picture with John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell, but instead of their faces, it's Anthony Richardson and Michael.
They cropped their faces onto it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anthony's was a cutoff, like a tank. And so this week he took it in a very different direction with the full suit vibe. I liked it. I liked both.
Who picks out these outfits? I don't believe that they have time to do that.
That is a good question. That is a good question. Right. Like George Kittle. I was just listening to an interview he did where he's like, if I'm not playing football, I'm recovering from playing football. Like I'm either doing yoga or I'm in the sauna or I'm practicing or I'm throwing or I'm running or I'm picking out my outfit or I'm picking out my outfit, I guess.
I'm online shopping.
Right. I'm Googling how do you cover your face on the Step Brothers poster. Anyway.
Travis Kelce, he also was looking fine.
Okay. Can I go a little off the rails with this one? So he's wearing a pair of wild looking pants. They're like
velvet pants.
Yeah, like a rust colored crushed velvet big pant. Okay. Stay with me for just a second. Okay. So last week, after Taylor came to the Jets game and cheered for him, and it was her second week in a row, and everyone's so excited, he gave a press conference where people are like, there's paparazzi, there's all this stuff that you're dealing with, like, how are you dealing with it? And he gave just the sweetest answer, like, of course there's paparazzi, like, a lot of people care about what Taylor's doing, and like, why wouldn't they? The Swifties ate it up. Like, he couldn't have given a better answer, because there's this interview that went viral this past week, paired, like stitched with her interview, stitched with his. In her interview, she's talking about how like all the things she can't control in her life, like all the attention and the media and the scrutiny and whatever,
she hates
that she thinks it's going to chase any man away. And so this interview of her sitting down talking about how like she's describing the song Peace, which everyone just like give it a listen. You're already here on your favorite podcasting streaming service. After listen to the full episode and then listen to Taylor Swift Peace. And it's just talking about how like, I wish I could give the man in my life peace, but like, can I, because of all this other stuff. In that video that went viral this past week, she is wearing a rust-colored crushed velvet dress that looks to be the exact same fabric of Travis Kelce's pants.
Wow.
So like, is this a coincidence? Are we all going crazy? Are they feeding into it as much as we want them to be?
Just like the blue outfit that he was wearing a few weeks ago.
Like the blue outfit. I don't know, but they're feeding our appetite.
Yeah.
And so like, thanks guys.
Somebody knows what they're doing here.
Yeah.
Taylor's picking out Travis's outfits.
It's Tree. It's all Tree. She's doing it all. Again, that's Taylor Swift's publicist. Anyway, he looked great as always. We love him.
Another outfit to talk about, Joe Burrow's outfit. He had like a sweatshirt on.
Yeah, like a wild patchwork. Vibrant color.
Very loud colors.
Yeah. So he said they asked
bright
him.
pink shoes.
Wild looking shoes. They asked him about it because it was such like a.
It's like a
wacky.
It kind of was like a drug rock.
I
don't know if those still exist.
In the press conference, they asked him like, so what's with the outfit? And he says, oh, like this is all free. It was all gifted from my friends. My friend, Micah from high school made this sweatshirt, which we now know is the company Live to Love, and that he wears a lot of their stuff. And that his shoes, he goes, my shoes are made for my friend Scott. His friend Scott is Kid Cudi.
Oh my God.
Which is fun, just to bring a little more celebrity into the NFL world.
Yeah.
So Joe Burrow is quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals, and Kid Cudi's from Ohio. Joe Burrow grew up listening to Kid Cudi. They met through like, I guess the Ohio celeb scene can't be that big. And they hit it off right away. They're like best friends now. Kid Cudi wrote a song called Burrow on his most recent album. And awesome. Joe Burrow said he listens to Kid Cudi's music to like get him pumped up before the game.
So we know Joe Burrow is being dressed by Kid Cudi, and Kid Cudi's got style. So
yes, so Travis Kelce's being dressed by Taylor Swift. Joe Burrow's being dressed by Kid Cudi. It all comes back to the world of celebrity gossip.
And I guess that look worked for Joe because they finally won a game.
Yes, it was the shoes.
I needed those pink shoes to really get him through the game. I really like this one. I'm going to start paying attention to more of the outfits and see who's coming out next week. Well, here we are at the final goss. What do you have for us today, Marissa?
Well, we touched on this story before, but we are going to dive into all the goss and drama surrounding Xavier Howard. He is a cornerback on the Miami Dolphins.
But he is currently in the middle of some baby mama drama.
A whole lot of it.
A whole lot of baby mama drama. A Miami OnlyFans model who goes by Ty the 5-footer. I feel like you learn a lot about her by that name.
Just that alone.
You can kind of figure out who she is.
Mm-hmm.
But she claims she is pregnant with Xavier's baby and also accused him of having at least 4 babies on the way with other women.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in Xavier Howard's personal life right now.
That's crazy. Yeah, she
crazy.
Posted on Instagram to explain this. She said, "Let's clear the air because this man obviously has a fetish for getting women pregnant.
Yikes.
And now I have his other baby mamas reaching out to me. Steer clear from this one, ladies. There's no regard for anyone he involves himself with."
So she posted this on her Instagram, all in the caption. It's like a really, really long caption. The photo carousel that it's underneath starts with a photo of her and Xavier Howard at a strip club. Like she's holding a stack of money. There's all this money on the floor. The next one is a video of her giving him a lap dance. And then she starts posting screenshots of text conversations between
the other baby mamas,
between her friend and one of the other baby mamas.
Oh, man.
It's messy. It's
really
dramatic.
Messy.
It's exciting.
Yeah, I'm hoping that I wonder if the other baby mamas will come forward too and tell their side of it, but it's not looking good for Xavier.
Well, it's really not just because of this. So when I read this story that he maybe has 4 women simultaneously pregnant, all with his unborn children, I had to Google him because like, who is this man and what's going on? And it's a treasure trove of scandal and bad behavior. He's messy. There are currently 3 lawsuits/arrests, like situations in the mix, in addition to these 4 pregnancies. So it's all the pregnancies plus.
It's a lot going on.
There's so much going on. In 2019, so he has 3 children already with his ex-fiance. In 2019, he was arrested for domestic assault. They got they didn't get into a physical argument. He got into a physical argument with her about a purse, about the cost of a purse.
Oh, no.
He threw her to the ground, allegedly. Those charges were eventually dropped because the accuser, his ex-fiance, stopped cooperating, which I think happens often with domestic assault cases because
that's really
there's
sad.
a lot of emotion involved.
3 kids together.
So that was 2019. Charges were dropped in 2020. 2021 was a little quiet year for Xavier. Then 2022, he was sued after allegedly, knowingly and negligently giving a woman genital herpes. So
I heard about this story. Yeah, apparently he met this woman when she was working at a Quest Diagnostics and he was getting tested. So I'm not really sure what happened there. But.
So what I read is that he started hooking up with this woman. He showed her a negative STD test. So it must be like
she worked there.
She works there, and she must be like, let me see a clean bill of health before anything happens.
Smart, yeah.
As anyone who's messing around with him should probably do. He showed her a clean bill of health. They had unprotected sex for years. In that span of time, he contracted genital herpes. He knew about it. He was informed about it. He tested positive. He didn't tell her, and he continued to have unprotected sex with her.
Oh, yeah, that's shitty.
It's so bad.
That lawsuit was dropped. But
that lawsuit was dropped as well. If perhaps
still sketchy.
A financial arrangement was made outside of court, that could explain why that lawsuit
we don't know the
was
details.
dropped. We don't know the details. So that was 2022. Then 2023, a lawsuit came up again because he allegedly secretly filmed a woman having sex with him and then sent that video out to at least one other woman. So he was talking to another woman.
Wait, he sent it to another woman?
To another woman.
Why would she want that video?
She said he was like antagonizing her for not having sex with him. So I think
Bizarre.
I think he
so creepy.
Was talking to a woman online, was trying to have sex with her. She was like, no. I don't know if it was like a, this is what you're missing or like a harassment type of thing.
Jeez.
But then woman B reached out to woman A and said, I just got this video of you. Like, you should know about it. Girl code. Yes, ladies, we have to have each other's backs out here. So then woman, I don't know if it's A or B. The woman from the video is suing
Xavier.
And she's asking for $50,000. I would personally go for way more.
Yeah, he's got a lot more money than that.
He's got a lot more money. He took the video without her knowledge and he distributed it without her consent. So take him for all he's worth.
Yeah, I hope she wins that one.
He's saying this never happened, that the video doesn't exist, that none of it ever happened. But his lawyer has said this about every single issue that he's had about the domestic assault, about the STDs.
He sounds like someone you cannot trust, and stay away from this man.
Stay away from him. If you read the texts with 5-foot Tia, what's her name?
Ty the 5-footer.
Ty the 5-footer. It doesn't look good. 1 minute he's telling her he wants to have a baby with her. 1 minute she's sending him pictures of a sonogram and he says, stop sending me shit. It's not shit.
It's your child.
It's your child.
So he has 3 children right now, potentially 7.
Yeah, it could be up to 7. So there's a menace on the Miami Dolphins, allegedly.
Watch out, Miami.
Everybody steer clear.
Ladies, stay away from this guy.
But don't stay away from next week's episode of the Tea Huddle.
Yeah, don't stay away from next week's episode. We cannot wait to see what week 6 has in store. Hopefully some more beef, some more goss, some more tea. But until then, stay juicy.